Hi, I'm Bill. I want to start today with something that I think that most men dealing with ED carry completely alone. The conversation. The one that you've been avoiding. The one that you have been rehearsing in your head at 3 a.m. The one where you have to say out loud to the person that you love the most that something's not working the way it should. Most men, they never have it. They avoid it indefinitely. They make excuses and they find reasons to sidestep intimacy altogether rather than face that conversation. And in doing so, they let the silence grow between themselves and their partner until the distance feels impossible to cross. I know because I did exactly that. But here's what I eventually learned. The conversation that you are dreading is almost never as bad as the silence that you've been living in. And most of the time, your partner already knows that something is wrong. What she does not know is why. And that uncertainty, that not knowing, is often harder for her than the truth would be. So today, I want to help you have this conversation. It's not going to be a perfect conversation. It's not a script that you should try to memorize, but a real, honest human conversation that brings you closer rather than pushing you farther apart. Let me start with what not to do. Do not apologize your way through it. I know the instinct. You feel like you failed her. You feel like you owe her an apology for every intimate moment that didn't go the way it should have. And so the conversation, it becomes a cascade of, I'm sorry, and I don't know what is wrong with me, and you deserve better than this. That kind of conversation puts the entire emotional weight of the situation onto her. She now has to manage your shame as well as her own feelings about the situation. She has to reassure you when she may have her own questions and hurts that haven't been addressed. Now, don't get me wrong, apology always has its place. But leading with shame is not the conversation that heals. So here's what I recommend instead. Start with honesty and end up with partnership. Honesty means saying clearly what is happening without dressing it up or minimizing it. Something like this. I've been dealing with erectile dysfunction and I haven't talked about it because I didn't know how. But I think the silence has been harder on us than the truth would be. And I want us to face this together rather than pretend that it's not happening. That's it. Clear, direct, no excessive apology. No shame spiral. Just the truth plainly stated. Partnership means making clear that this is not her problem to solve for you. It is something that you are working on and that you are taking seriously, and yet you want her to understand rather than worry about it in the dark. Something like, I'm working on this. I have been learning about what causes it and what can address it. And what I need from you right now is not to try to fix it, just to know that you are with me while I do. Now, let me address something that I know that many men are just terrified of: her reaction. You are afraid that she's going to take it personally, that she will still wonder if she's the reason, that she will feel less desired or less attractive, that she'll pull away. Well, some women do have an initial reaction along those lines, not because they're wrong to feel that way, but because they have also been living in the silence and filling that with their own fears. If she has that reaction, do not get defensive and do not collapse into more apology. Simply say, this is not about you. This is about my body and my nervous system and some patterns that I've been working on to try to change. You are the reason I want to fix this, not the reason that it happened. Okay, I want to share something about my own experience here. In traditional Chinese medicine, which forms the foundation of everything that I teach, the heart is understood as the organ that governs both love and sexual energy. And one of the most important principles in TCM is this: when you do not express what is in your heart, the energy becomes congested. It cannot flow. And that congestion, that affects everything, including your sexual health. The conversation you have been avoiding is not just emotionally important, it is energetically important. It is literally clearing a blockage in the pathway between your heart and your sexual center. Every time that I've seen men finally have the honest conversation with their partner, something shifts. Not just in the relationship, but in them, in their bodies, in their ability to be present and responsive. Because the weight of the secret was consuming energy that should have been flowing towards connection and vitality. The conversation is not the end of something. It is the beginning of healing. Let me give you a few practical things to remember when you sit down to have this talk. Choose the right moment. Not right before or right after a failed intimate moment. Not when either of you is tired, stressed, or distracted. A calm, ordinary moment when you both feel relatively relaxed and safe. And do it in person. Don't do it by text or send an email. This conversation deserves your presence. Keep it simple. You don't need to explain everything in one sitting, and you don't need to give her a full medical briefing. You just need to open the door. The rest of the conversation can unfold over time. Let her respond. After you say what you need to say, stop talking. Give her space to react. Resist the urge to fill every silence with just more words. And if she asks what she can do, be honest with her. Tell her that patience and presence, that's what you need most. And you are not asking her to fix it. Just stay close while you do. The conversation, it's not going to be perfect. And yeah, it's going to be awkward. And there might be tears, hers or yours. And there might be things said that need to be revisited later. All of that is fine. That is what real intimacy looks like. Not a flawless performance, but two people choosing to be honest with each other even when it's hard. That choice made together is more healing than any technique that I can teach you. The full program I teach covers the complete system for addressing ED from the inside out. The breathing, the mindset, the organ work, the energy practices. But the foundation of all of that is this: be honest with yourself and with the person you love. The link to the full program, it's in the description below. Now, if this video helped you take a step toward that conversation, subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. Because you are not broken, and neither is your relationship.